Walk through any neighborhood right now, and you'll see the same pattern. Two patios that look almost identical. Same size, same budget, similar materials. One gets used almost every day. The other becomes an expensive outdoor storage area. I've redesigned hundreds of patios over the last decade, and the difference usually comes down to one thing: knowing which features actually work and which ones just look good on paper. Today we're breaking down 5 patio features that homeowners regret almost immediately, and 5 that are genuinely worth the investment. By the end of this, you'll know exactly which direction to take before you spend money you can't get back. Regret number 5. The giant poured concrete slab concrete looks solid. It feels like the smart choice. It's cheaper up front than pavers. But here's what nobody tells you. Concrete cracks, not might crack, will crack. Concrete expands in heat and shrinks in cold. The ground underneath shifts. Usually within 5 to 8 years, you get a crack running across your beautiful patio. I worked on a job where a homeowner had a perfect concrete slab for 18 months. Then one winter, a diagonal crack appeared right down the middle. She tried repair compound. It looked worse. The only fix was tearing it up and starting over. Thousands of dollars gone. Instead, if you want concrete, demand control joints cut every 8 to 10 feet in both directions. They let concrete crack invisibly. Better yet, go with large porcelain pavers on a sand base. If one cracks, you replace that one piece. You're not redoing everything. Regret number 4. Cheap composite decking with no airflow. Composite decking has an incredible sales pitch. No splinters, no painting, no rot. The showroom samples look perfect. Compared to wood, it sounds maintenance-free. The problem: cheap composite fades fast. Within 2 to 3 years, it looks dull and plasticky. Worse, if it's installed directly on concrete with no airflow underneath, which happens constantly, moisture gets trapped, the timber frame below starts rotting even when the surface looks fine. Most people don't notice until they feel the deck flexing underfoot. I've seen decks that looked perfect on top but were hollow underneath. The subframe had rotted completely. Everything needed to come up by quality composite from manufacturers offering at least a 10-year warranty. Make sure there's at least 50 millimeters of gap between the frame and the surface underneath. Use a pedestal system if you're building over concrete. That gap costs almost nothing but makes the difference between a deck lasting 20 years or failing in 5. Regret number 3. A pergola with no weather cover. Pergolas look incredible. They make a patio feel designed, not just paved over. Here's the reality. A standard pergola with open slats gives you about 30% shade. That's it. It does nothing when it rains. All that furniture underneath, cushions, tables, everything still needs covering or moving inside every time it rains. The space you built to relax in still can't be used most days. I've talked to so many homeowners who built a pergola expecting weather protection. It didn't work. First summer, they're still running outside throwing covers over everything. If you want a pergola that actually works, you need a louvered roof system with adjustable aluminum blades. It lets light in when you want it, closes up completely in rain. It's expensive, but it transforms how much you use the space. If budget is tight, add a polycarbonate roof panel over a solid beam frame. You keep the look, you get real shelter. Get this right, and your patio becomes usable year-round. Regret number 2. The built-in outdoor kitchen. Built-in grills, prep counters, bars, fridges, pizza ovens. This photographs beautifully. It looks like a lifestyle. Here's what actually happens. Heavy use for one summer, good use the second. Then it becomes an expensive permanent fixture that needs constant maintenance. The grill corrodes faster than expected. The fridge needs permanent electrical connection. Everything is locked in place forever. You can't rearrange, you can't adapt. It's just there. People commit based on photos, not reality. Most outdoor cooking happens on 1 or 2 nice weekends monthly, not every evening. Run a full season with a high-quality freestanding grill first. Track actual use honestly. Most people realize freestanding does everything they need. They can spend the savings on something they use daily. If after a full year usage is genuinely high and you know exactly what you need, then built-in makes sense. But most people skip this and commit based on a feeling that doesn't match reality. Regret number 1. A patio you can't see from inside. This surprises everyone. But this is where I see the most wasted money in patio design. Most patios are placed where the back door is. It makes sense logically. But here's what happens. People don't use outdoor spaces they can't see from inside the house if your patio isn't visible from the kitchen or main living area. It becomes psychologically remote. Even when physically close, you don't think to go outside. You don't glance out thinking the evening looks nice. it just doesn't happen. I've seen this repeatedly, two similar houses, similar patios, one visible from the kitchen window, one around the corner with better sun but invisible from inside. The first got used almost daily, the second got used on special occasions. Same property, same owners, only difference. Could they see the patio while making dinner? Before placing your patio, stand at your main windows, identify what you can see, design the patio to sit inside that view. If the door doesn't line up, a short connecting path costs almost nothing compared to building an entire space nobody uses. The patio you can see is the patio you use. It's that simple. The Worth IT features 5 features, number 5 down to number 1. Worth IT number 5, large porcelain pavers on a proper base. Large format porcelain pavers are one of the best investments for a patio that actually holds up. Porcelain is engineered to be consistent. Unlike natural stone, you get uniform thickness, uniform color, uniform performance. If one piece ever cracks, you remove just that piece and replace it. You're not redoing sections or trying to match materials from years ago. The durability is impressive. I've seen porcelain patios still flawless after 15 years. Concrete in the same time frame has cracked and shifted and needed serious repairs. Installation matters as much as material. You need a compacted subbase 100. 150 mm deep. You need consistent fall across surfaces directing water away from the house. 1 in 80 is standard 12 mm drop per meter. You need a linear drainage channel where patio meets the house wall. Get these 3 things right, your patio holds up decades. The upfront cost is higher than concrete. The long-term cost is a fraction of concrete repair bills. Worth IT number 4, smart irrigation with a rain sensor. Automatic irrigation sounds luxurious. It's actually one of the most practical investments for low-maintenance landscaping. A standard timer runs on a clock. It waters the day after rainstorms. Same schedule in July as April. Waters shade corners same as full sun. Result, patchy landscape, overwatered beds, constant babysitting. A smart controller changes everything. It connects to local weather data, skips cycles when it's rained, adjusts for temperature and season. You set it once and it actually runs itself. I've seen homeowners cut water bills by 30 to 40% with healthier landscapes. Plants aren't stressed from inconsistent watering. The system responds to actual conditions. The zone map matters as much as the controller. Grass needs different water than flower beds. Sun needs more than shade. A smart controller on a poor zone map still under-delivers. Get zones right, add the smart controller, and you have genuine set it and forget it that actually works. Worth IT number 3. Low voltage pathway lighting on a timer. Most homeowners skip outdoor lighting or grab cheap solar stakes and wonder why it looks terrible. The ones who skip it think it means trenching cables, hiring electricians, huge costs. That's 10 years outdated. Modern low-voltage systems run off plug-in transformers. Most use snap connectors requiring no electrical knowledge. They're modular, so you add over time. A phone app or simple timer runs everything automatically. Here's what separates designed yards from parking lots. First layer, path lights along edges and steps. Not bright, just defining space and safety at night. Second layer, uplights at plant or wall bases. This creates atmosphere. One uplight on an interesting tree creates depth and shadow no floodlight can match. Third layer, warm string lights overhead or through canopies. This makes spaces feel warm and lived in after dark. One detail makes huge difference. Keep every bulb at 2700 Kelvin warm. Mixing warm and cool light reads as wrong even when you can't identify why. I've seen patios completely transform after dark just from correct lighting. It's not luxury. It's what determines if your patio feels like home extension or somewhere separate. Worth IT number 2. Columnar screening. Shrubs. Privacy is one of the most searched landscaping topics. Nobody wants feeling exposed in their yard. Planting fast-growing evergreens makes sense. The problem: most plants sold for this purpose don't stop growing at useful size. They keep going, they outgrow spaces, shade everything, become structural problems in storms, or spread underground into neighbors' properties. The worth it version is columnar shrubs with naturally narrow growth habits and defined mature heights. They give height and density without width. They don't need constant pruning because narrow growth is their nature. Sky pencil holly stays tight and upright in warmer zones. Tops out around 10 feet, stays evergreen. Emerald green arborvitae works in cold climates, holds winter color, stays naturally columnar without shaping. Degroot spire cedar grows slowly, tops out at 15 feet with almost no spread. Pick plants for mature size, not growth rate. A plant that reaches the right height and stays there is maintenance-free, one that doesn't. Stop is a problem you manage forever. Plant it once 15 years ago, it's still doing exactly what you need. Worth it number 1, a pondless recirculating water feature. Everyone loves water in gardens. The sound, movement, calm it brings. Traditional ponds seem obvious. Then reality hits. Algae takes over in weeks. Mosquitoes breed in still water. Leaves rot. Liner leaks develop. Pondless recirculating features solve every problem. Water flows over stacked stone or slate and disappears into buried gravel reservoirs. A submersible pump recirculates water continuously. No visible standing water at any point. No standing water means no algae bloom. Algae needs still sun-exposed water. No standing water means no mosquitoes, they only breed in stagnant water. No open water means no safety concerns for kids or pets. The sound equals traditional water features, often better, because you control flow rate precisely. Maintenance is almost nothing. Clear reservoir once or twice yearly. Check the pump runs. That's it. Your guests comment on it every visit. It's the one thing making patios feel genuinely different from every other patio on the street. One mistake ruins this. Undersizing the pump. Underpowered pumps produce trickles. Features fall flat. Go one size larger than calculations say. The purchase price difference is small. The finished feature difference is massive. The patios that work are built around how you actually live, not what looks good in magazines. Regrets are features that look impressive but don't function. Worth it investments are used daily or solve problems you didn't know you had. Which feature are you planning first? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. If this helped you make smarter patio decisions, hit like and subscribe. There's a lot more coming. I'll see you in the next one.